The Festival Time, Chapter 48. Brazil's most popular festival holiday is Carnival. In fact, many people consider Carnival as one of the world's biggest celebrations. Each spring, on the Saturday before Ash Wednesday, the streets of Brazil's later largest city, Rio de Janeiro, comes alive with the wild parties, festivals, and glamorous balls. So this is the famous festival of Brazil, Carnival. Next is the Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is the longest and the most important celebrations in the Chinese calendar. The New Year begins on the first day of the Chinese calendar, which usually falls in February, and the festivities continued for 15 days at the Chinese New Year celebration. People wear red clothes, give children lucky money in the red envelope, and set off firecrackers. Red symbolizes fire, which the Chinese believe drives away the bad luck. Family members gather with each other and each other's home for extra wagon meals. Chinese New Year ends with a lantern festival. People hang decorated lanterns in temples and carry lanterns to an evening parade under the light of the full moon. The highlights of the lantern festival is often the dragon dance. The dragon, which can stretch 100 feet long, is typically made of silk, paper, and bamboo. So, this is the famous festival of China, the Chinese New Year. Next is the festival of Day of the Dead. The Day of the Dead is celebrated on November 1 in Mexico, Ecuador, Guatemala, and other parts of Central and South America. Families gather to pray to the souls of the dead relatives, asking them to return for just one night. People decorate altars in their homes and gravesites with food, candles, candy skulls, and marigolds to welcome the souls back to the earth. Skeletons are displayed throughout the cities, and people dressed up as skeletons parade through the streets. Pandilos muertos is the bread of the dead, is baked in the shape of skulls and crossbones, and a toy is hidden inside the loaf. The person who bites into the toy is said to have good luck. The Day of the Dead sounds like a grim event, but it is a time to celebrate and remember the lives of the dead of their family members. Next is the Sapporo Snow Festival. The Sapporo Snow Festival is one of Japan's largest winter events, attract growing number of visitors from Japan and abroad every year. Every winter, about 2 million people come to Sapporo to see the large number of splendid snow and ice sculptures lining Odorio Park, the grounds of Community Dome, Sudome, and along the main streets of Susukino. For 7 days in February, Sapporo is turned into a winter dreamland of crystal ice and white snow. So, this is the festival of Japan. Chapter 50, Mathmania. Here you have to solve the riddles given. Tick the odd one out. C, D, E, F, A, B, C, D, E, S, Y, G, D, L, M, N, O, T. So which is the odd one here? You can see A, B, C, D is in a series. C, D, E, F is in a series. But E and L, M, N, O, T is also in a series. E, S, Y, G, D is not in a proper series. So C is the odd one. Number 2. If the sun means moon, moon means sky, sky means clouds, clouds mean rain, and rain means sun, then where do the birds fly? Where do the birds fly? They fly in the sky. So sky is white. That is the clouds. So the answer is clouds. Number 3. What will you put in the place of the question mark in the following sum? So here it is 37. You divide 666 by 6. You get the answer 111. And 111 divided by 3. The answer is 37. Number 4. In the series 196, 169, 144, 121 and 80, which number is wrong? Here 80 is wrong because if we take 196 and the square root of 14, it becomes, the answer is 196. 169, 13 square, it becomes 169. This number is 80. Next, number 5. Tick the correct alternative that continues the pattern. 7, 9, 13, 15, 19, 21. Here 25 is the correct answer. Number 6. What will you put in the place of the question mark in the following series? 96, 90, 78. Again the missing number and 36. So here children, the number which from the table of 6 multiple of 6 is serially subtracted from the earlier number. Okay, so when we subtract 6 from 96, it becomes 90. Similarly, look here children, you have this given here. See, we subtract, we are taking the table of 6, okay, but we are subtracting the number with it. 96 minus 6 becomes 90. Similarly, 90, we go serial wise according to the table of 6. 90 minus 12 becomes 78. 78 minus 18 becomes 60. So the answer here is 60. We are following the table of 6 and also subtracting the number with 6. That is how you get the answer 60 here. Okay children. Next, find the odd one out. Yen, dollar, gold. Yen and dollar are currencies, so gold is the odd one out. Tick the pair of the same ratio as 12 is to 144. So the ratio of 12 is to 144 is 1 by 12. Similarly, the ratio of 20 is to 240 is also 1 by 12. So the same pair is B. Ashish was going to Gurgaon. He met a man with 2 sisters. Each sister had 5 birds. Each had 4 chicks. So how many were altogether going to Gurgaon? Here the answer is 1, and that is Ashish. Why 1 and Ashish? Because the question is how many were altogether going to Gurgaon. It was only Ashish who was alone going to Gurgaon, isn't it? So the answer is only 1, and that is Ashish. Chapter 51, Analogies. A good way to figure out the relationship in a given question is to make up a sentence that describes the relationship between the first 2 words. Then try to use the same sentence to find out which of the answer choices completes the same relationship with the third word. So here, number 1, odometer is to mileage as compass is to, what is it? An odometer is an instrument used to measure mileage, and a compass is an instrument that is used to determine the direction. So what is it? It is the direction. Answer is D. Number 2. Marathon is to race as hibernation is to. So a marathon is a long race and hibernation is a lengthy period of sleep. So again the answer is D. Number 3. Window is to pane as book is to pages. Number 4. because windows are made of panes and book is made of pages. So the answer is pages, D. Number 4. A cup is to coffee as a bowl is to soup. We drink coffee in a cup and we drink soup in a bowl. So the answer is B. Next, yard is to inch, a squat is to ounce. Number 6. Elated is to despondent and enlightened is to. So elated is the opposite of despondent. Enlightened is the opposite of ignorant. So what is the answer here? B. Ignorant. Number 7. Optimist is to cheerful as pessimist is to gloomy, because an optimist is a person whose outlook is cheerful and a pessimist is a person whose outlook is gloomy. Okay. Next, number 8. A reptile is to lizard as a flower is to. A lizard is a type of reptile. In the same, daisy is a type of flower. So the answer here is daisy. Okay. Next, number 9. Play is to actor as concert is to musician, because an actor performs a play and a musician performs at a concert. Number 10. Sponge is to porous as rubber is to elastic, because a sponge is a porous material and rubber is an elastic material. So the answer is elastic here. Logical problems, chapter 53. Each problem consists of 3 statements. Based on the first 2 statements, the third statement may be true, false, or uncertain. Here, we'll read out these statements and try to understand the answers. Number 1. Blueberries cost more than strawberries. Blueberries cost less than raspberries. Raspberries cost more than strawberries and blueberries. If the first 2 statements are true, the third statement is true here, because the first 2 statements are true. Raspberries are the most expensive of the 3. So the answer is A. Next, all the trees in the park are flowering trees. Some of the trees in the park are dogwoods. All dogwoods in the park are flowering trees. If the first 2 statements are true, the third statement is true here, because all of the trees in the park are flowering trees. So all dogwoods in the park are flowering trees. Next, number 3. Mara runs faster than Gail. Lily runs faster than Mara. Gail runs faster than Lily. In the first 2 statements, if the first 2 statements are true, the third statement is false here, because we know from the first 2 statements that Lily runs fastest. Therefore, the third statement must be false. Next, all the tulips in Zoe's garden are white. All the pansies in Zoe's garden are yellow. All the flowers in Zoe's garden are either white or yellow. If the first 2 statements are true, the third statement here The third statement is also uncertain because the first two statement gives us the information about those tulips and pansies and information about none other kinds of flowers cannot be determined. So the answer here is uncertain. Next, Class A has higher enrollment than Class B. Class C has lower enrollment than Class B. Class A has lower enrollment than Class C. Here, the third statement is false because from the first two statements we know that of the three classes, Class A has the highest enrollment. So the third statement is false.